predominantly in watercolours here in southwest France, where I help other people to enjoy their watercolour painting too. That's the name of my YouTube channel, Enjoy Watercolour Painting. I think painting in watercolours is magic. I love the way you can let the water make the effect for you. And for today's subject, we're going to paint the Aurora Borealis. I lived for many years in the northeast of Scotland, and I was lucky enough to see the aurora on many occasions. And I was always left with a feeling of absolute awe and wonder, and it always made me feel so small and insignificant. Such a wonderful thing to see. And in this demo, we're going to try to capture some of that magic. So let's paint. One of the first things that we need to do is to make provision for the starry sky. And so before we apply any paint, I'm going to use masking fluid, which you see in the bottle there, poured into a little saucer and a toothbrush to apply the masking fluid to the white paper. The paper we're using is 300 gram Arches watercolour paper, and with a flicking motion with an index finger we can spread it around. I'm making sure that there's no excess of masking fluid on the brush, because we don't want big blobs. We don't really want planets, big planets, just stars. Okay, now we're going to look at the paints we're using, and I have two palettes. I have a transparent yellow, which at the moment I'm mixing, and then cobalt blue turquoise. Both of them I've prepared already to a certain extent, and in the little tub we have Payne's Grey. I put it into a small container rather than onto the tile, because I want to apply it as thickly as possible. And here you see I'm making sure that it's well mixed. It's a very intense colour, and the colours are important. You do the preparation at this stage, because the preparation is everything. The actual painting process has to be quite quick. So it's all about making sure that the process of preparing the paint is well done. I say this so many times. Now I've got a big mop brush there, which is a size 14 mop brush, bigger than I usually use, and I'm going to apply clean water to part of the paper, not all of it. You'll notice the format is long and narrow, and this is because I want to create that feeling of the immense sky and the earth just right at the bottom of the picture as rather insignificant. And that's how you feel when you stand and look at the Aurora Borealis. It towers above you. It's like being in a big cathedral with intense light in some areas in different colours, and the dark starry sky beyond. Wonderful, really. And now I'm applying Payne's Grey, which I mixed in the little pot, very generously and quite quickly, though I have speeded this video up, as you see. But I'm applying it to all the areas which are still dry and taking it right to the limit of the wet area, so I don't get any solid edges, and the water that's sitting there in the areas that I wet with the large brush, really you get a blending which is starting already. Don't be afraid to do this, to let the water help you to distribute the colour, and just enjoy the process. That's what it's all about, really. tell yourself it's just a piece of paper. I'm having fun applying the paint. It's all about the journey. Even if it doesn't work out, there's always another piece of paper on standby. You notice I did 2 pieces of paper with the starry effect earlier, just for that reason, so I would have one spare in case it went wrong. At the moment things are looking fine. I'm just working speedily, though I have, as I've said, speeded the video up. Distributing the colour evenly and not going back in areas which I've already painted. Now we come to the dramatic bit, the bit that I love the best. We're going to apply the yellow into the wetted areas. Generous blobs, really no pattern to it. Make sure your brush is clean. Now I'm going to the cobalt turquoise palette and applying that. Always when you're painting with yellow, you use the yellow first, because yellow is easily lost. But once it's on the paper, it will stay there. Now we get to move it. And because the wetted area it is slightly wetter than the area which we've covered with the Payne's Grey paint, things start to flow, and the green, which is produced by the combination of the cobalt turquoise and the yellow, flows into other areas, producing the lovely effect of the green Aurora. There are different colours of the Aurora, and in recent times we've seen red as well. But for this I'm choosing to do the green shades, because those are the shades that I used to see before when I lived in Scotland. They seem familiar to me and very dramatic. I'm moving it quite freely to let it blend, and there are some areas you can see, the starry areas, which we've masked with the masking fluid. Now it's dry and I'm vigorously rubbing off the masking fluid. This is speeded up, don't usually move that quickly, but the stars start to come out, which is really nice. You never know the effect you're going to get till you take it. It's just a fingertip business, really. Just you can feel the raised masking fluid sitting on the paper, and it's just a question of rubbing the paper smooth. And I'm going to use now the acrylic brush that we use to move paint. This is a De La Rowney System 3 brush, and it moves paint really well. The Payne's Grey lends itself to this because it is easily moved, as you see. And I'm just right at the bottom of the paper creating a couple of hills, a little landscape at the bottom, which I'm going to use to give proportion to the picture, to put it in perspective, how small we are and how insignificant we are. The paint's moving really well, and the acrylic brush is absorbing the paint, so we can leave it gradually to take off more paint and produce some texture. Well, now the paper's dry, and so we can finish with the detail. I've got my small liner brush, my zero liner, and I'm just putting a little bit of detail onto the area that we've lightened. Just to give some perspective, I've got a little hedgerow that runs down the hillside, and this will help to, as I've said, give perspective and give us the impression that we want of the detail right down at the bottom of the picture. If you're enjoying this video, please subscribe. This will be my 6th video, all of them aimed at helping you to get started with watercolour. Some of the materials I refer to are dealt with in detail in the very first video, Getting Started with Watercolours. And please leave your comments. I really would like to know what you think and what other subjects you would like me to deal with. It's all very helpful in the process. Now we've got a little tree in the background, just to give more interest and comparison with the large drifts of paint that we've applied. And finally I'm going to put 2 little people, ever so teeny tiny there, just gazing up at the wonderful aurora. I hope you enjoyed my video. Thank you for watching. Please don't hesitate to send comments and feedback. I really need to know what you feel about my videos and whether they're helped you in your watercolour painting. I leave you with the image that we've just completed together, and here we are, just little dots right at the bottom of the picture, showing just how immense and wonderful the universe is. Catch up with me next time. Bye.